The Black Death, also known as the Massive Cunt, was a devastating global epidemic of bubonic plague that fucked bear people over back in the 1300s. If you were unlucky enough to catch the Massive Cunt, then there was no doubt about it, you were massively cunted. Symptoms included dying as your brains dripped out of your bumhole, but what I want to know is, was it funny? It's not too soon to take the piss out of Black Death, is it? Like, I'm really sorry if you or a loved one got massively cunted. I hope you made a full and speedy recovery, but if not, gutted.
Anyway, was the Black Death funny?
Some would argue that the Black Death wasn't funny, but how do they know? It could have been hilarious. Let us try and imagine what that day was like when everybody first started getting cunted.
It was a beautiful summer's day in 1322.
What a fantastic day. The entire family's come round for Sunday lunch, the potatoes are crispy and the meat is tender, but then Granny stands up, says something about feeling ill before shitting out her spleen. Everyone stares in disbelief at Granny's recently shat out spleen. It stinks, it's covered in shit and grey pews, but that doesn't stop the dog from eating it up, which instantly makes the dog shit out his spleen. The cat then eats the dog's spleen, which obviously makes the cat shit out his spleen, so the dog gets revenge and eats the cat's spleen, and everyone's thinking, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, Uncle Gary lets out a dirty wet fart and dies. Poor old Granny, still wondering why her spleen fell out of her arse, also lets out a dirty wet fart and dies. The dog dies, the cat dies, the neighbour walks in and dies. Pus starts shooting out of Grandad's penis. Little Timmy lets out a cry as his cock falls off, and Cousin Stephen lets out a dirty wet fart before drowning in a pool of Grandad's penis pus. So you call the doctor up and say, what is going on? But he says nothing because his spleen is dangling out of his arse. Next thing you know, some geezer sticks his head through the letterbox and says, bring out your dead. You say, why aren't you dead? He says, good point, and dies. Problem is, he's now left a cart for the dead bodies outside your house. That's all you need. So you call up the council and say, oi, there's a cart for the dead cunts outside my house. And they say, we are aware of this, Mr. Hyde, but unfortunately there are roughly 20 million cart for the dead cunts we're dealing with at the moment, and your cart for the dead cunts is bottom of the list. You think to yourself, fuck it, I'll be the bring out your dead geezer. So you go out giving it the old bring out your deads, but nobody's bringing out their dead because they're all fucking dead. You think, fuck this, I'm going home. But then you remember that your house is full of Grandad's penis pus, so you go to the pub, but nobody can pour you a pint because everybody's dead. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you start feeling unwell yourself. Your belly starts rumbling and you foolishly make a Black Death rookie mistake. You trust a fart. Of course you shit out your spleen, followed by your liver, your lungs explode, your heart guffs and your nose swaps places with your anus. It's at this point you realise that no, the Black Death is not funny.